Alright, hello everyone. Today I'm going to be playing XCOM 2 War of the Chosen, the expansion to one of my favorite games. It's heavily modded. I currently have 412 mods active, and as such it can get a little bit janky at times. But nonetheless, I am very excited to share this game with you all.
Accessing the feed now. We're in. But I don't know for how long. You seeing this? Way too much security, even for Advent.
That's no ordinary gene therapy clinic. And we're telling the truth.
Or they're leading us into a trap.
Why are they desynced?
Really obvious
Why are the
trap.
voices desynced?
We'd need an army to march in there right now.
I've got a better idea. Outrider, this is Central. Go.
Timeline you placed upon us, mistakes are bound to happen.
It wasn't our fault. Please!
There's no need for any of this. I will do what you ask of me. I just need additional time. Did you say something? You're one of those? You must understand, I had no choice.
Outrider, report.
So, you do exist. Outrider to Avenger, I have visual confirmation.
It's me! That's
Are
me!
you sure?
Help!
Reapers are all
Help me!
sure.
Get me out of here!
Take your word for it.
Help!
Cover your tracks and get the hell out of there. They can't know we were here. Yet.
Understood.
Where are you going?
Now the
Where are you go-
real
No!
war begins.
No! No! Help me! Don't! Fuck! Help! No! Fuck!
Excitement continues to build as city centers across the globe prepare for the 20th anniversary of Unification Day.
Thousands line up at the site of the Great Accord, celebrating the formation of the Advent Coalition.
Keeping with their promise to humanity, 12 new gene therapy clinics will be opening in select cities by the end of the new year.
Despite the attempted attack by fringe elements, operations at the new facility in Paris thankfully remain unaffected.
In response to the unprovoked intrusion on the eve of our most beloved celebration, the speaker reaches out to us.
A small number of dissidents again repeat the mistakes of the old world.
Striking as we celebrate a benevolent savior who time and again offers only friendship and compassion.
Yet these trivial actions could never break the bond between humanity and the Elders.
Peacekeeping forces have already made several preemptive arrests of known collaborators. Advent again assures all citizens that today's celebrations will continue as planned.
Perfect.
The Advent administration reminds you to report all suspicious activity to your nearest peacekeeper. Only together can we build a better tomorrow.
Approaching position. You were right. They've definitely got their hands full today.
Stay focused. Prep Gatecrasher. 60 seconds.
now.
Signal received. Loud and clear. Okay, Gatecrasher. Your turn.
Out of personal preference, the soundtrack I've selected is from the original XCOM game, from like 98, I believe.
Move to secure the target site and eliminate any hostile contacts in the area.
Alright, so those unfamiliar with the game, the reason there are now a plethora more troops in the transport than there was in that cutscene is that the cutscene precedes the tutorial level. And in the tutorial level, you basically successfully extract yourself from the Advent facility depicted in the first cutscene. People who are familiar with the game will notice that I have several faction heroes right off the bat, and that's just out of personal preference. I like to have one of each. But that being said, there are almost always subclasses. I have mods that add more variety to the faction heroes. You can see that gentleman on the left there doesn't have a face. That's just an unfortunate side effect of having as many customizations options as I do. I have the option of giving any of the soldiers appearance of whatever alien species I choose. And some of those, they need the invisible head, or else you get a weird conjunction of a human head and an alien head. Alright. Operation Gatecrasher. Let's do this.
Menace 1-5. We have a fix on the target. Move to place the X4 charges at the designated position.
Alright everyone, let's get the show on the road. I'm in the helm, I'm back. We're gonna win this fight. So, we all entered with squad concealment, which means that the aliens are unaware that we're here. As such, it's best to proceed with caution, at least initially.
Слушаюсь.
This is one of the Reaper subclasses. This is a Reaper Mystic. They have an emphasis on psionic abilities. For whatever reason, I've found that I tend to spawn with 2 Reapers, because you have one of each faction hero as part of the mod, but the default one added by the game tends to always be a Reaper, and for some reason it clashes and makes them both the same class. I'm just grateful to have the Mystics as opposed to the, I don't know, there's a sword-based variant, which is frankly the most useless of all of them. So to those unfamiliar with the game, the Reaper moves in silence. They will remain undetected even after the squad has had their cover blown. So the short of it is they're a stealth class. So we can afford to move them in a little bit further. A little bit more brazenly. I believe that these ones start off with, what is it, Fortress? Yeah, sure enough. So they're completely immune to environmental effects, like flame, acid, and so on. Which is actually pretty helpful, honestly. Especially early on. Oppressor. So it looks like we also got a psionic variant with this class as well. This is a, what is it called? Like a skirmisher mystic? I don't know, it's something generic like that. But the short of it is, they're a skirmisher with psionic powers from the offset. What do we get in this lady? I can't really tell. Looks like she's also... We got full psionics today, apparently. We also have a Templar with an emphasis on psionic abilities. Mind control and fucking with the enemy's head, in short.
To victory.
It's actually good to know that the edge of the map is right here. Gives me like a hard barrier where I know there's no more enemies to the right, which I'm grateful for this early on.
I will reposition.
I don't want to move her out of cover. Even though the chances of her being discovered are slim, I'm not taking any risks. Any XCOM 2 player will know that a calculated risk, even a calculated one, is still practically a death sentence. I'm more often than not pleasantly surprised when a soldier doesn't die in this game.
Utilizing hook.
Funnily enough, I actually recorded an XCOM 2 playthrough up to a point a long while back. But that was before my newfound sobriety, so I got drunker and drunker and grew more and more frustrated with the game. As I recall, I used the restart level console command about 4 times on this one mission that I perceived as being bullshit. And by the end of it, I was done with the game for the foreseeable, and I ended up just scrapping that series in its entirety.
I go where I'm needed.
These guys make up the bulk of the Advent forces we've dealt with.
They're disciplined and well-equipped, but their obedience makes them predictable.
So be a little bit more aggressive.
I move.
The civilians around us, they're liable to panic and draw our attention to ourselves. So you can't trust the civilians. If they spot us, they will panic, largely due to Advent's propaganda. XCOM is portrayed, or perceived, more accurately, within Advent and its human subjects as a group of terrorist extremists who refuse to accept the gifts of the Elders and their advancements that they've provided us in the, I believe, 20 years or something. It may be less than that, but nonetheless, it's been a good while since the aliens invaded and took over the planet. So the average person does not trust us at all. In fact, they view us as a threat. That being said, that's why I threw that person into Overwatch, because I strongly suspect these fellas are going to wander around and blow our cover. I love this game. It's like a very, very elaborate game of chess. A lot more moving parts.
I go where you tell me.
The Advent officers seem more capable than the grunts. We're not sure whether to chalk it up to training or stricter mind control.
Be advised, priority target sighted. Hold ground for now, but prepare to engage. Now that we've located the officer on duty, and we already know where to place the bombs, the Reapers I intend on kind of holding back as a fallback option. They're most effective when the cover is not blown, so I don't want to immediately blow that cover. Oh, they have a med kit. I hadn't noticed that. That's actually pretty handy to have from the offset. Okay, good. Some of the custom Templar classes lack momentum. And momentum is one of the, like, a core ability that they have. It enables them to run in, slice people up with raw psionic power, and then run away again before they can react. You don't really appreciate it until you recognize its absence, really. Because I have lost many a Templar when I didn't bother to check whether or not they possessed that ability. This has complicated things a bit. I was planning on ambushing this first squad and wiping them out, but now my priority is taking out the officer as quickly as possible. It'll demoralize the troops around him, and crucially, impede their organization. Or, tactical readiness, however you want to word it. Engage, sorcerer!
I will tear you apart! Our advantage is lost.
Useless. Useless. That's how it's fucking done. That's how it's fucking done. Alright, well that didn't go very well. I say that we did kill 2 out of the 3 of the initial squad. But nonetheless, I was hoping for more. Call sign Murmur, you are clear to engage. Take the shot.
The shadows fail us.
Okay. I do want to kill that officer. But if I send this lady in to stab this guy with a psionic knife, she'll then be very vulnerable to counterattack. All they would have to do is just position themselves here, perhaps even over here, and they would have a flanking shot in her. So I'm going to have to wait until next turn to take out the officer. Let's go ahead and just put her in Overwatch for now. She'll only fire if they spot her.
No one will cross.
Let's throw you right there. Hopefully they'll try to focus on you.
They come for me!
2 in Overwatch, that's not good. I think if I grapple hook, I think that will trigger their Overwatch. Overwatch is simply reaction fire. They're waiting for something to move and then they'll shoot at it. 56%. The percentages are dishonest in this game, but I'm comfortable taking the shot. You are clear to engage. There we go. Lucky we didn't ignite the, I don't even know what you call that. Motorcycle, I guess? motor tricycle. Let's get you back in shadow.
My prey.
Let's try to get you within firing range. See if you can thin their numbers a bit. 54%. All right. Even if this doesn't kill them, it'll at least negate their reaction fire. So let's fingers crossed for this one. There we go. And she retained concealment. Beautiful. Beautiful. Alright, well this just became a lot simpler.
A righteous strike!
What she's doing right there is she is... I don't know what you call it. Siphoning off, I suppose. The psionic power, essentially the life force of the trooper she's just slain. This bar represents her focus, which is essentially a term for extra psionic capability, or I don't know. The point is, as the focus bar increases, they grow more powerful. Yeah, I think that might be the last guy. Sometimes there's like security drones on these early missions, but I think we would have seen them before we saw anyone else. So let's finish this.
Now we fight in the open.
I strongly suspect that was the last of the enemies. But there have been times where I was convinced of that and have lost troops as a result, so now I take zero chances. They need to follow protocol regardless. Only once Central gives the all clear can they relax. None of the rookies managed to land a single shot. Granted, we kind of wiped them out pretty quickly, but you want to ideally get a kill with each of the rookies in the first mission, because that will immediately promote them to squaddy, which gives them a proper class as opposed to just a generic armament and no abilities whatsoever.
Area is secure. We're not picking up any inbound contacts. Scanners are clear. -15, we have a limited window to act before the event responds. We need to get those charges planted on the double.
Understood. Alright, Christ. Plant the charges, let's get out of here. Where'd you go?
-15, rendezvous at the extraction point. Status confirmed. Squad is clear. Detonating charges.
That was kind of lame. It skipped the cutscene of both her planting the bomb and it exploding. I feel blue-balled. This mod right here, whenever you get a flawless mission, where you complete the mission with no one being injured whatsoever, you get a little bonus. In this case, 2 ability points for some reason. A beat-up rusty gremlin appears after the battle and bobs and weaves in front of me. Them, I should say. Following the unit, they discovered the body of a resistance specialist, still holding tightly a backpack in which we find 67 supplies. After we give the soldier a proper burial, the gremlin lands in the grave and quietly shuts down. Its one last duty fulfilled. I only take mission photos on flawless missions. They're not going to get a pat on the back unless they do their job perfectly. Oh, Jesus, I didn't like that turn. Let's get them in a line for this one. Choose a different location. Oh, there's Invisible Face. You know what? I'm happy enough with that. They're propping up a corpse for the purposes of propaganda, but whatever. They got the job done. I'm not going to question their methods.
Executed to the highest standards. Excellent work, Commander.
Well, I guess they do get promoted regardless. Even though they failed in the one task I gave them. Whatever. I'm not going to belittle my men and women. My troops. Got a bayonet. 5 corpses. Passable as human when hidden behind their armor, in death the alien features and orange blood of the Advent troopers reveal a more sinister pedigree. Despite the heavier ornamentation on their battle armor, the bodies of Advent officers are indistinguishable from regular troopers, save for a thick red scar on the back of their skulls. Sure, why not? If they truly bonded in the first level, I'll let them bond. I don't even know what class he has yet, so it'll be a surprise to see how it synergizes with the Reaper Cryptic. Sure, why not? I like that one. Fong and McGregor. I only recently discovered, but the game actually saves all of these propaganda posters in a folder on your computer. I didn't realize that, so I'm going to have to go through my old campaigns and pick out the best ones. Another bond's available. They really bonded. Sure, why not? Getting kind of sultry with it. I think they're meant to be holding a gun, but if I angle it like that, it looks like they're just adjusting their greave. Or gauntlet. Zeal and Johansson. One mod that I have, which is rather nice, is that I can force troopers to bond.
To the research labs.
Shut up. Interrupting me with things I already know I have to do. But regardless, I can force soldiers to bond, whether or not they like it. And you wanna take advantage of that whenever possible. Because the
uniform isn't bad considering, but sometimes I do miss that damn sweater.
You need to quit interrupting me, or else we're gonna have a problem. Beyond that, there's also the bar and memorial, which is helpful because you can just have your soldiers drink their sorrows away, and they get into a better headspace much faster that way. Alright, let's see what classes we got for Fong and the others.
We are the ultimate weapon, and we will not rest until every last alien is dead. The storm is coming, Commander. Let's ride it together.
That was pretty cool. Not all of the classes have those little cutscenes because this is a custom one. A Storm Rider. Storm Riders are fearsome melee combatants. They possess rage-fueled psionic powers that manifest as red lightning. They can break through toughest defense and form an impenetrable wall, all while effortlessly and graciously zapping around the battlefield. Not a bad class to have in conjunction with a Reaper, honestly. That's actually pretty perfect. This motherfucker will run in there and fuck shit up while the Reaper keeps a distance and keeps an eye on things. Oh, I like that. I like that a lot. He's confident with that blade.
Commander, to the research lab.
Alright, fine. Fuck.
Impressive, isn't it? Capable of generating immense power, yet completely harmless to human life. If only the same could be said for the rest of the aliens' technology, Commander. Dr. Richard Teigen, Chief Science Officer. I am responsible for the entirety of our research here, as well as the procedure you so recently underwent. Welcome to my lab, such as it is. I'm not sure what Central may have told you, but we found something while removing you from the alien stasis suit. A device implanted directly in your occipital lobe. Had I access to the equipment available to me during my tenure at Advent, I would already know the precise nature of its function. However, given time and your approval, of course, Commander, I assure you, I will find out. Which brings to light an additional point. Though aspects of this facility are indeed impressive, I am but one man. Were you to direct additional support personnel and resources to me, I could substantially improve the speed of all our research. Farewell, Commander.
Nice to meet you, Teigen. Generally speaking, I tend to go for the research times with the least amount of days required. Because every time you complete a technology, there's a chance that Teigen and his team, once they join him, will have an inspiration or a breakthrough. Inspirations just speed up the time of a technology available, whereas breakthroughs are immensely valuable. It could be something as simple as bonus damage and weapons. It could be an instant excavation to build another facility. It could be any number of things. So breakthroughs you have to take advantage of, or else by the time you finish a different project, that breakthrough will have been forgotten for some reason. I don't really understand that entirely, but whatever. He's a fickle man, Richard Teigen. Let's go with modular weapons so that we can attach that bayonet to someone's gun. The magnetic rifles used by Advent's forces are incredibly complex weapons. The rifles themselves self-destruct when their original operator dies, but with a little effort we might be able to use any recovered parts to improve our soldiers' own weapons.
I do find that area of research to be among the more intriguing options available. We'll begin work immediately. I'll send word when a complete report is available. Working within the tight constraints of the Avenger, I've had a difficult time finding room to conduct some of our more theoretical experiments. Perhaps the next time we sit down.
What do you mean by that, Teigen? What aren't you testing?
Commander to engineering.
Okay. Reworked your repulsors with some of the parts I salvaged from their old engine. Should fix that stabilization problem you had. Come on, Rover. It'll work. Commander! Getting our tech to talk to theirs is harder than you'd think. Lily Shen, Chief Engineer, at your service.
Nice to meet you.
You were probably expecting to see my father. In all that's happened, I'm guessing Central didn't tell you yet. He's gone. Dad gave everything he had to get us this far. This entire ship is his life's work. I know he would have loved to show you around the place himself. He used to talk about you a lot. You can be sure I'm ready to finish what he started. Might not look it, but from here, I can fabricate pretty much anything you come up with. And with a little more help, well, you'd be amazed with what I can do. It was an honor to finally meet you, Commander.
And you, Lily. Alright, can I finish fucking...
What do you know about these gene therapy clinics, Doctor? They seem like a big draw for the cities right now.
Having worked in one of the facilities, I can tell you firsthand. They do offer a level of medical care unmatched by any previous effort in our history. The aliens have effectively cured all of humanity's greatest ailments. Cancer, malaria, AIDS. The process is relatively simple.
As long as you're compliant.
Yes. The price of admission is acceptance of all Advent policies. For many people, that's hardly a consideration. A minor inconvenience, at most.
I'm beginning to see the appeal.
In conjunction with the propaganda, the medical advances Advent offers, it's not hard to see why the average person would consider us terrorists, trying to take away these miracle cures, but it almost goes without saying that they come at a significant and not exactly forthright cost. A headhunter. That makes sense, he's trying to find a head to replace his own. The headhunter is a lethal assassin who carries specialized bullets for special situations. Let's go ahead and give him a face. Actually, you know what? Let's take advantage of the randomizer mod I have. Sometimes it's completely a mess, the outfits you get, as I'll demonstrate now. But I have found some pretty cool combinations. They're good as a starting point. You'll often have to do some tweaking. Like you can see right there, there's no seam on his shoulder. Incompatible parts. But it takes away a lot of the slow process of fully customizing a soldier. Ooh, he's got creepy eyes with that one. I don't like that. That works. A little bit janky on the legs, though. Okay, very cool. Alright, I'm happy with that. Let's give him that feels appropriate for like an assassin. A burner. Yeah, she's actually pretty... her outfit's pretty applicable. I think all I need to change is this double-layered arm. Skilled soldiers trained in rapid assault tactics. Burners are fearless frontline soldiers who are armed with portable wrist-mounted flamethrowers. As well as a big-ass gun.